to Champions of Growth, where we're celebrating journeys of ambition and resilience at Anand Rathi Wealth. And one such story is that of Abhiraj Singh. He joined in 2015 under the guidance of Siddharth Singh. Over the years, he's grown into a true leader, promoted to a relationship manager in 2019, and today manages an impressive AUM growth of 335 crores, with his sights set on achieving 1,000 crores by 2028. In fact, he has gone ahead and accredited a lot of his mentorship to Swapan in his early days. And outside of work, he finds joy in cinema as well as sports, whether it's tennis, table tennis, or cricket. He is driven not only by his personal goals, but the desire to give back to his team and grow with the same guidance that once empowered him. So, Abhiraj, thanks so much for joining in. Here at Anand Rathi Wealth, it's been a great journey, but it's been a very unique strategy as well. Anand Rathi Wealth offers only 2 products in a market that's flooded with so many options. What's your view on this approach?
Yeah, hi. Like you rightly mentioned, this is a very unique approach. You would not see 2-product approach anywhere else in the industry. To be honest, this has worked out very well for my clients and in fact, most of the clients of Anand Rathi. When we took this call around 2014-15, I have to give this credit to the management that, they took a very gutsy call in order to have only a 2-product approach. But given the benefit of hindsight and a good track record of this 2-product strategy, we have continued to deliver that 14-15% return that we intend to generate for our investors with 30, 40, 50% less risk than Nifty 50. And it has worked out very well even for my investors. So most of people have made, so I became a relationship manager in October 2019. And eventually what happened is 6 months down the line, we were hit by COVID. But most of my clients stayed with Anand Rathi primarily because they saw the merit of the 65-35 strategy of 2-product strategy. So very unique strategy, very different one, but has worked out very well for all my investors. Most of them have created 15-17% sort of returns with as good as 50% less volatile portfolios than Nifty 50.
Absolutely. So given that there are 696 open-ended mutual funds equity that are available in the market, Anand Rathi Wealth's selection process in creating the equity mutual fund portfolio adds a layer of expertise. So in your experience, how has this helped build greater conviction amongst clients?
So yeah, for investors to participate in the equity markets through equity mutual funds, like you mentioned, there is 696 schemes available for them to participate. And one investor should ideally have 12-14 schemes at best, because if you end up buying the larger portfolios, you end up buying the entire market. And if you buy the entire market, you don't beat the market. The whole objective of participating in equity mutual funds is to create that excess returns over and above Nifty 50. So in fact, before answering that question, I would like to mention something that we did audits of the clients' portfolios, which were outside Anand Rathi and the prospects as well. And we audited somewhere around 22,000 crore of assets in equity mutual funds. We found out that, and this spans across last 10-15 years. And we found out that, we have most 88% of the portfolios outside Anand Rathi have underperformed Anand Rathi model portfolio, which speaks volume of the performance of Anand Rathi, selection process. But whenever I meet my clients and prospects, I try to tell them that don't focus on the output. Obviously, output is very important, but go through my selection process, how much efforts we are putting in order to select those 12-14 schemes. You may only see the outcome of 14 schemes coming out of portfolio to invest in, for you to invest into. But this is a year-long process. We continuously sit on a weekly basis. Our CEO, deputy CEO, our product head, mutual fund head, and all the unit heads and other leaders as well also participate in those conversations on a weekly basis. And we continuously, try to see how we can make this process better. We continuously speak to, fund managers, analysts, in order to have a better understanding what schemes we should include in our portfolio, what scheme we should we not. So that's the larger thing that I tell to the investors. I try to tell to the investors that focus more on input. And eventually, this is no coincidence that we have also become one of the largest mutual fund distributor in the country apart from banks, and all thanks to the process that we have followed. it has also resulted in great returns. We have created, I think, upwards of 4% returns, excess returns, I would say, with respect to Nifty 50 in last 10, 11 years, which to my mind is a great number.
Oh, absolutely, it is. And, there's also been the inclusion of structured products in client portfolios. How has that shaped outcomes? What have been some of your key learnings from this experience?
So, like we started, this is a two-product approach that we follow at Anand Rathi. But structured product is something, mutual fund is a very commoditized product. It is very well known. It has been in existence for a very long time. When it comes to structured product, it is something that, I take a lot of pride in when we offer this to the investors. Again, I will tell you from my experience when I became an RM in October 2019, and I just starting my journey as a relationship manager. I onboarded few clients before the COVID happens. Luckily, they went with our recommendation of structured product and mutual fund in a certain proportion. And when they could see that markets were falling more than 35%, but our portfolios were down around 12-15% in an average, then they realized that the potential of structured product. So structured product works beautifully in order to hedge the risk of the portfolio in case of any market volatility, in case of excess market volatility as well, like COVID, GFC sort of events. It will protect your downside, because end of the day, one cannot have 100% portfolio into equities. There'll be good times, there'll be bad times, and in order to take care of those bad times, structured product works out very, very handsomely and without compromising on the upside. So you still end up making 14-15% return on these products. We have already had maturities upwards of 12,000 crores in this product. Not a single investor has lost a single penny in form of any capital depreciation. But on an average, it has been the returns have been somewhere around 14.9%. So a good inclusion in the mix of the recommendation. In fact, in my client portfolio return also, it has given them a lot of confidence, and this speaks the volume of the confidence that they have in us, that we have got maximum references. I mean, most of my business comes through references, and that's only possible when client could see that merit in this two product approach.
Yeah, absolutely. So take us through how you see Anand Rathi Wealth really at the center of client centricity. How has it come alive in your interactions with your clients?
So the clients that we cater to are already into the markets for 10, 15, 20 years. So they have already had those experiences with other wealth management companies. When we go and meet them, initially, sometimes people tell us that, all the ancillary services that I tell them that will be provided from our end. People feel that, this is something that already being offered, but not being executed. But at Anand Rathi, I take a lot of pride in, trying to do the right thing for the investor in order of tax planning, in order of transmission mechanism from one generation to the next, helping clients with private family trust, wills, and giving the advice to the investor even on the portfolios where I'm not a wealth manager. I don't make any commission out of it, but we intend to give advice on all those items so that client benefits from these advices in the longer run. And especially like private family trust, wills, this is a lot of work for any wealth manager to put in order to convince the client, in order to create the trust, get it executed, and then all the investments happen through it without any monetary benefit, like I highlighted. But because we feel that this is going to be one of the biggest value addition in the client's wealth management journey, this worked out very, very well. So that speaks volume of Anand Rathi's client centricity.
Yes, wonderful. And how has it really helped support your healthy work-life balance, Anand Rathi Wealth?
So work-life balance at Anand Rathi is great. I don't get any Monday blues, to be honest. I enjoy coming to office because the culture itself is very, very nice. There is no sales pressure per se in order to, like I see in other wealth management companies or other financial services companies. It is more of an advisory. It is more of with a long-term approach. My hometown is nearby, 150 kilometers from Gurgaon. So I travel almost every weekend without any much challenges. So work-life balance seems to be very, very fine to me over here.
That's amazing. And given that you've spent so long here at the company, what are some of the lessons, be it professional, be it personal, that you have had, and any interactions that you can remember that has had a lasting impact for you?
So, like you mentioned initially, that I was very lucky that I could work with Siddharth Singh and Swapan Chakrabarti in Pune when I just started as an account manager. And I learned a lot. I mean, the list is very long, the lessons is, but there are few that, kind of stick with me. Like one I would like to highlight in case of Feroze sir. I was just an account manager. I was, maybe 2 years into the system, and he was interacting with a few RMs, and people were talking about their challenges, how they are facing difficulties in order to build businesses and all. He answered all those things very patiently, but in the end he said that bhook hogi to ho jayega. So that has kind of stuck with me, that if you put in enough efforts, things will fall in place and you will come out as a winner. So that is from Feroze sir. With Rakesh sir, I think the way, in the simplest of the way that he puts everything, is has been one of the greatest learning to me. I remember I was watching an interview of Javed Akhtar Saab, and he said a very interesting thing, that आसान बात को मुश्किल भाषा में कहना बहुत आसान है, बट मुश्किल बात को आसान भाषा में कहना बहुत मुश्किल है. So he said, so I realized that that is what being beautifully done by Rakesh sir, that he puts even the complex of the subjects in such a simplistic way, like leverage. Right, most of the people get very scared when they talk about leverage, but he has put it in such a strategically simplistic way for us that it has kicked off very nicely for our investors and for us. So, and many personal lessons as well, but these are the 2-3 lessons I wanted to highlight.
That's wonderful. And finally, tell us what your outlook is, what is exciting you for your journey ahead. How do you see the direction of the company headed and your role evolving?
So one thing is, I believe that wealth management industry itself is in a very nascent stage. I think the amount of wealth that will be created in India in next few decades is going to be humongous. So we are just starting. We're just starting to see this journey. And in this entire industry, I think Anand Rathi will carve out its own niche. We already have very delighted clients. There is next to zero attrition rate. Anand Rathi top management, I were to give them this entire credit, that they are very clear what they want to, how they want to create this business, what they want this business to be in 10-20 years. And this is very much visible in last 10 years of strategic approach. Whatever little wealth I have, most of it is parked is in Anand Rathi, because I believe that we are just we'll see huge growth coming in from here. The business can grow at 25-30% year on year, top line, bottom line. So I believe we'll have very good times. As far as my role is concerned, I started as an account manager. I became a relationship manager, then a team leader. I have just started this journey as a team leader. It's been a couple of years now. I don't know what the future holds, but I think I will have good enough opportunity in order to prove my capability and competence over a bit of time.
And we wish you all the very best in your journey ahead. Abhiraj, thank you for sharing your inspiring journey.
Thank you. Thank you very much.